Right, hello guys and welcome. This is going to be very straightforward and direct. I'm here to tell you that some men actually want out of their marriages. This is very true. This is according to the researches, according to the findings that I've made. Some men that are married actually want out. They want the relationship, they want the marriage to be over, but they don't know how to go about it. They don't want to file for divorce because they don't have any substantial reason to file for the divorce. So they consistently make the woman, they consistently make their wife so miserable. You know, some men are tired of taking care of the kids. They're tired of taking responsibilities at home. They are finding excuses on a regular basis to put an end to that relationship, to put an end to that marriage. And that is why you see some men, right? When they go out in the morning, they don't come back until maybe after 2-3 days. They just want to frustrate that woman until she decides herself to file for divorce, or she's no longer able to contain the excesses of the man. If you go out in the public and see the way some men lament on how much they spend in taking care of their family, from there, you'll be able to put together certain things. You'll be able to put together certain factors. You'll be able to put together certain points, you know, for you to be able to arrive to say, you know what, it seems this guy is around. I mean, on what basis, why on earth will a man complain on how much he spends on his family? And that is why they see everything not right about the wife. They are so moody at home. They cause mayhem, they cause havoc to every little thing. They get really upset about it. When you see a man that finds it really difficult to take responsibility at home, check it very well, or check him very well. He's tired of the marriage, he's tired of the relationship, he's tired of that particular environment. He wants to be alone. So he can spend his money by himself so that he can go out at any time and come back at any time. Nobody's to check him. So that he can spend every penny he works for, so that he can travel far and wide with different side chicks without anybody to check him. Okay? So when you see samples, when you see traces, or when you see examples of this nature, you should begin to think that that man or that husband of yours is already tired of that responsibility. There are no two ways about it. And that is the reason why you see sometimes you see some men, they are so hungry. They are unnecessarily angry with their wives. They treat their family like a piece of trash just because they are looking for that particular avenue for that woman to file for the divorce herself. So my message to the men out there who consistently, be in this particular category is that instead of you trying to make the life of that woman miserable, instead of you trying to make her life so meaningless, why don't you just go ahead yourself and file for the divorce? File for the divorce because you are tired of taking responsibility over your family. You're tired of taking responsibility because you believe that you earn the salary, but you don't have enough in your own personal pocket. You believe you spend 80 to 90% of your salary on the family. So that consistently gets you not on a regular basis. There is no need to be angry on a regular basis at home. There is no need to come back from work and your family are so trembled, they can't even talk to you, they can't even play with you because you are consistently unhappy because you're spending too much of money on them. The only thing you can do, because you are tired of taking responsibility, is to file for divorce so that you will be happy, the children and the wife and your wife will be what? Will be happy. Everybody goes their ways. Instead of you making your own life miserable and making their life miserable, file for divorce and end it. There is no reason for you to begin to treat them like a piece of trash. Some men are so very, very irresponsible that to everything that they do in their respective home, they are trying, they are managing. It's not like it's coming from the beneath of their hearts. It's not. They are just trying, they are managing to just pull those things together. So you will now ask them the question that, why did you even get into it in the first place? Why did you get into it in the first place? Why did you get married? Why did you decide to have children when you knew you're going to get tired of taking responsibility over them at some point in your life? So why did you decide to have 2-3 kids? Why did you decide to get married when you know you're not going to be able to take responsibility over them at some point in your life? And don't blame some of these men that you see in this category because of the kind of characters they mix with, because of some kind of friends they have. When you check some homes, some men, they don't even drop money for food. But when they come back from work, they want food. But because the wives, they are so very humble, they want peace at all times, they will even present to you the food that you did not even pay for. You understand what I'm trying to say in this area? But then that's not the case here. Now, the case is that in as much as you are tired of taking responsibilities over these people, over these children, over your wife, call for divorce. Don't make their lives miserable. If you call for divorce today, believe you me, another man out there is ready to take responsibility over that woman and even over your children. You might be the biological father of those children, but believe you me, if that woman is able to find somebody who is responsible, that person will be able to take certain responsibility or certain degree of responsibility over the children that are yours. And when they grow up and get to that working class stage, you expect them to look after you because the kid will have seen such a responsibility in you. Okay? They will have seen such a responsibility in you. So whatever it is that they actually want to bestow on you, they will prefer to bestow it on that particular man who chose to take responsibility on them despite him not being their biological father. This is very straightforward and very direct. We have seen guys, causing mayhem, causing misunderstanding, making lives miserable for their kids, for their wives in their respective home, just because they are tired of taking responsibilities. A man who earns about £3,000, dollars, or whatever it is, who spends about $2,500 on his family, paying rent, food, clothes, this and that, and keeps £500 or dollars or whatever it is, whatever currency it is, in his pocket. And who is seeing his mates outside building mansions, buying cars, buying properties, and is unable to do it. Then he will be so very much unhappy if he doesn't have sense is working. He'll be like, okay, how come this one is doing this? I can't do it because I'm spending too much on my family. Because the money that I work for is going directly into the care of my home. Then he begins to get angry, unnecessarily angry. He has forgotten to think about the fact that these people could be getting their money in a crooked means. Those friends he's trying to emulate might be getting their money in different forms, in crooked means, illegal ways and manners. He has forgotten about that. He has forgotten that if he works hand in hand with his wife, they can build an empire together. Because we can only build an empire through understanding. You can't build nothing if you are not very close to your wife. If you and your wife are not like this, it is going to be very difficult for you to build an empire if you don't have such cordiality to you and your wife. Okay? So such men are bound to be unnecessarily angry. They are bound to be unnecessarily lacking peace in their respective home because of what they are thinking about. They see others buy property, buy different kinds of car, clothes, Gucci shoes and things like that. They cannot afford it because they believe the money that they spend on their family is just too much. So they begin to be unnecessarily angry whenever they get home or around the family. It doesn't work that way. If you are a man and you are listening to this and you are in this particular category, the only thing you can do is to walk hand in hand with your woman, curtail your excesses, check and balances here and there, and you see that you'll be able to build an empire. Because those ones that you are try to emulate outside, you don't know how they make their money. You don't know how they make their money. They might be making their money in all sorts of manners and ways, and which you don't know. So put this at the back of your mind. It is really important that if you know you cannot be like this with your woman that you married and you loved, maybe because of one or two reasons, you no longer want to trust her, you no longer believe her, you believe people on the outside other than your wife at home. If you think you can no longer trust her, you don't want to build an empire with her, divorce her. Let her just go. Let her just go. Don't tie her down, because if you tie her down, she might not be able to see that particular lucky man outside who is ready to take responsibility, who is ready to sit down with her and build an empire with her. If you're not ready to build an empire with her, give way. Give way. Because a lot of homes that are broken today didn't just break. They break because of certain reasons. They break because somebody is greedy. They break because that particular man, because I'm always on this, I don't care what some guys will say, because me, I have done a lot of researches, I've carried out a lot of findings, I've been through thick and thin, I've done quite a few things, I've spoken to several other people, and I can confirm categorically to you that men are responsible for all of these issues that comes up in homes. Divorce, pandemonium, chaos, misunderstanding, fights, intolerance, and different kinds of things. I have made a lot of research findings here. I'm not saying that the women are not responsible as well, but what is the percentage? Look at the ratio. If men is being blamed for 80% of these reasons for divorce, fights, and pandemonium in homes, you know, ladies will be blamed, the women will be blamed for 20%. So which one weighs more? Okay, so if you are the man, you're listening to this, all right? The only way out to solving your problem, if you still love your wife, if you still love your home, is to work hand in hand with her, rub minds together on how you can improve, on how you can build an empire. Don't forget that there is time for everything underneath the sun. The time that this particular person builds a house, it might not be your own time. So don't see that particular person that builds a house as your God. See him as his time. By the time you are going to build your own house, believe you me, it's going to be 100 times more than that person. It's going to be 100 times better than that person that has built before you. Why is it so difficult for you to believe that? Or why is it so difficult for you to understand that? Okay? So, I am saying this categorically because I know no woman, no lady will get married and expect that her home breaks after 10 years, or after 20 years, or after 30 years. Every lady, every woman wants to get into a marriage and see the marriage to the end. But men, some of them get into that particular relationship. They don't care about anything. They don't care about the children. They don't care about the wife after some time because of the kind of people they move with. And that's why we see some men, when they go out in the morning, they don't come back until the following day. How many can you tolerate your wife go out in the morning and not come back the following day? How many men can tolerate that? But your wife can actually forgive you when you go out and come back the following morning. You will find she will this and that, but she will get to a particular point, she will just forget about it. But can you tolerate, can you accept it? Can you condone that? You can't condone it. If your wife goes out in the morning and comes back the following morning, you will want to divorce her because you will believe she's going to sleep with a different man outside. But you can do it on a regular basis. And yet you're still living together in that same property. That means she's tolerating you. She's curtailing your excesses. How much of our excesses can you curtail as a man? Think about it. If you know you cannot take responsibility over your family, you cannot look after your kids, you cannot take care of your wife, divorce her. Let her move on. Let her move on. Thank you very much, guys. If you have anything, opinion, whatsoever, drop it in the comment section for us. Let others see it. You know, I like things like that. I like to share my opinion and I want people to actually contribute. Let's rub minds together. This is really important. Don't forget, this is CrisogMedia Network. I'll be coming on a regular basis to share with you things that have got to do with relationship, marriages and stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.